Welcome in. Oh gosh, it really is it's pink. I pinked my hair yesterday, just a little bit. It's a long story. Anyways, I was trying to pink just the gray, and I think the gray is what didn't get pinked. Good morning, Gingelini. Good morning. How are you doing? Welcome in. So feel free to ask your questions, share your shows, yada yada, blah blah blah, etc. etc. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. No, Loki, thank you, but I don't want a toy right now. So good morning. How is everyone doing? And let me just pin the resources. I'm not sure if this is going to end up on YouTube. If it does, great. So if you're watching right now on YouTube, I just pinned some free resources that you can't see because you're on YouTube, but they are available if you go to the QR code on the YouTube channel, on the YouTube screen. If you go to that QR code, it will take you to my profile. Good morning, Titan. Good morning, Brielle. And then you'll be able to access on my profile. On my profile, if you go to my profile, I have the link that takes you to all of my free resources that are available for Whatnot sellers. And soon to come, it will be an updated goal planner for 2026. I can't believe it's almost 2026. So, and next week, I do believe it's next week, is my special morning show where I will be discussing how to up your holiday sales. This year has flown by, Titan. It also feels like it's taken forever. It's one of those years. It's kind of like 2020 was a year that like went fast but slow at the same time. Janelle, good morning. Good morning, adorned by Zartash. How are you? Welcome in. Happy Monday. So ask your questions, share your shows. The update this morning on the no, we're not gonna do that this morning. Thank you. No. Go play with Romeo. Smith Terry, good morning. How are you doing? So, rotating strikes today. Canada Post is at work and doing its thing. Except for Fort St. John and Golden, British Columbia are the only two locations today that are on a rotating strike. Although Fort St. John is on a permanent strike. It will stay that way until there's that particular union local has voted to stay on strike. Also in the Quebec region, if you like flyers and you don't live in Montreal, you're not going to get flyers from Canada Post. Good morning, Shop with Tasha. Good morning, Forget Me Not Vintage. But otherwise, you are good to go in Quebec. So again, only two locations are on strike right now: Golden, British Columbia, and Fort St. John, British Columbia. All other locations in Canada are operational today. Yay. Good morning, Ella. How are you? So that is your update. So I know that there's some people who are a little bit worried about the tariffs. Because uh good morning. Because there's this guy who sits in the White House and demolishes parts of it, who doesn't like that the truth was thrown back at him with Ronald Reagan's own words. And in fact, if you want to, I highly suggest that you do actually watch as the Reagan Foundation suggested, go watch the YouTube video. Watch the YouTube video and see what parts were cut out. The parts that were cut out were even more damning towards tariffs than the quotes that they used. Talked about the Great Depression, talked about how innovation and a technological advancement goes down the drain when you start trying to insulate yourself as a country. It's actually a really great speech, and I always loved that speech because I remember that speech. And so I do highly recommend that you do what the Reagan Foundation suggested, which is to go watch the entire YouTube video, or better yet, go and read the transcript. Read the transcript. And I reposted on my Instagram a video that actually takes you through that. If you don't want to actually go and do it, you can just go to my Instagram, look for my repost. It's on my stories. Yeah. So anyway, so yes, so the great orange pumpkin's evil cousin, um yeah, it only affects made in Canada goods. He's saying he's adding another 10% tariff onto Canadian goods. And he's no longer trading with us. But he was never trading with us. He was never in trade talks with us in good faith to begin with. So I don't. It's not a great loss. And Canada is already pivoted, and we're working more. We're signing new agreements left, right, and center, and we'll be fine. Or I should say, not left, right, and center, north, south, east, and west. So we're going to be okay. So just like Canada as a whole has to pivot, you need to pivot. Cusma Shop with Tasha, Cusma is out the window, really. So it just he's adding another 10% on to what he already had on us. So it's going to be like some goods are going to be um now it doesn't say whether or not Cusma exempt stuff is going to be okay, but I mean with us with whatnots as whatnot sellers, um we can still sell. It's just it's 10% more on Canadian made goods going into the US. So I don't think it's going to affect us all that much. Buyers who are willing to buy are going to still buy regardless. And it's going to take a couple of years for the American consumer to get used to having a bill that comes with it. The rest of the world has had when we buy stuff from other countries, we're used to having a customs bill come in, right? You talk to people in England and France and Canada, they all say, "Yeah, I'm used to it." Like I know if I import something and it's a high value, then I'm going to end up with I'm going to get dinged. But if you don't import something high value, then you're okay. Um, so in the US, it's just that the de minimis exemption has been around since 1938. So it's going to take time. It only got eliminated less than 2 months ago. So it's been it's been 3 or 4 generations of Americans have never had to worry about this. So um it's new for them, and the economic uncertainty. I mean, I'm more worried right now about how Americans aren't going to have enough money to spend on things because their healthcare premiums are going up significantly. So if you're a Canadian seller and you're like, I still want to sell to US, yes, but just know that um, the American consumer, the average American consumer, is not going to have extra money to spend anymore, and so we need to pivot. We need to be selling within our own country and to other countries, and so focus on that. Start going into other shows in other countries. Australia has great buyers who are looking for stuff from Canada, unique stuff from Canada. Can people from the United Kingdom buy from Canadian whatnot sellers? Well, yes. So Titan, all the other countries can buy from Canada right now. We can ship to all around the world. We can't go into a United Kingdom show. We Because of the strike, we can't go into other shows to have things shipped to us, but we can go into a UK show. We can go into a UK show, say hello, and just say hello. Don't say, "Hi, I'm a Canadian seller." Just say, "Hi, I'm from Canada," or "Hello from Canada." People start following you. You'll be surprised how many people will start coming to your shows if you start hanging around in um, shows in Australia and shows in England and France and Germany and the Netherlands and Ireland. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how many people will come to your shows. So don't be afraid to go and watch other shows. Just remember to use the same principles you do when it comes to etiquette on whatnot, which is if you're a seller, you don't go into someone else's show when they're selling and say, "I'm a seller." You wait. You just say hi. So say hello. Say good morning from Canada, or how are you, or just add the Canada part because that makes it unique. And usually a seller will from another country will get excited about that. They'll be like, "Oh my gosh, it's Canada! Canada's in the room! How exciting!" Um, Titan says, I saw fellow Prince Edward Island whatnot sellers selling today. Yes, there's so many more Canadians on. So I am less and less concerned about losing. Sorry, I love my American buyers and I love my American friends. But I'm less and less concerned about losing those sales now because there are more and more Canadians getting on whatnot, that we're not, it's going to be different. We need our own category. Well, it would, I think, so what whatnot does is, when it's showing you, when you go into the category section, when, instead of on the For You page, if you go to the category section, what whatnot does, let me just minimize show. If you go into categories, what whatnot does is if there are active category, if there are active shows, let me see who's on right now. Let's see. We'll go to women's fashion. There's probably someone on right now in women's fashion in Canada. Yeah. So what it does is it show, if you go to the categories, it shows you Canadian shows first. It shows you the Canadian shows first. They don't have flags. See, these are Canadian shows. There's one, two, one, two. Two Canadian shows right now. There's another silent auction going on right now. Ugh. Everyone needs to be careful about these silent auctions. They can't be actually silent. Like, you have to be present. No, no. Today at 9 p.m. It says she's live, but she's not live anymore. So, like, Lemaire's on right now. So, what you want to do is go into the category because your Canadian sellers will come up before American sellers. So, our region is considered to be Canada and the U.S. So it will show us shows first in our area, Canada and US, and then it'll show shows from other areas. So like women's fashion, there's usually somebody on in women's fashion. So yeah, if I go into, let's see. Oh, let's go into cards. Back. Categories. Right, popular. There we go. Popular categories, trading cards, all trading cards. It's showing me all Canadians first. And these folks have actually added a Canada flag to the front of theirs to make them more obvious to Canadians. And that is something that you can do, is start adding a little Canada flag. It looks like the TCG groups are all doing that now. So add a little Canada flag to the front because you're going to come up first when people are looking in categories. On the For You page, it's mixed. But I tend to find that I get a lot, like, see how they're using Canada flags right here? Like crazy. So start doing what the TCG folks are doing. They're adding the Canada flag on. How do you do that? So when you go to create a show, schedule a show, in your title, the first thing that you want to do is go to the emojis and find that Canada flag and put that there. And then type in whatever title you want. Title here. Okay, so put that Canada flag at the front. It'll catch people's attention because they'll notice it's Canada. So whatnot isn't doing that for us. So because the way that they work is that they'll show you a flag in front of a seller who's from a different country than your own. So dear whatnot, can you just put flags on everybody, and just change that code so it doesn't do that anymore? That would be awesome. Good morning to Truly Phoenix and Holly. Good morning. How are you? And who else has come in? Shoe Room. What's up? And Jude's Closet is here, and Pay Tribute is here, and Dave from Alberta is here, and Jason's here. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. And Shop with Tasha is here. Hello, everyone. Okay. So that would be awesome. It says connect to charger. Oh dear. Please hold. Ignore the mess behind me. Connect to charger. Charger has been connected. Okay. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to actually schedule this show. There we go. Back we go. Okay. So yes, tariffs are going to be an extra 10% is going to be added on unless he changes his mind. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We'll just see. Good morning. Oh, Adorned by Zartash, you're so welcome. I hope you're doing well. Bitbuster video, good morning. EastEnder Resales, good morning. How are you? So everyone share where you're from and what you sell so that we can all follow each other and get to know each other. If you're an American, we love you. Tell us where you're from and what you sell. Everybody is welcome here. Yes, we talk a lot of Canadian stuff, but we need to because Whatnot Canada is like blowing up, and there's lots of information that needs to be shared. But feel free to ask your questions and share your shows and tell us all about what you sell and what you do. So in Whatnot etiquette, in a normal selling show, you don't go in and say, "Hi, I'm Kim, I'm the Red Rooster, and I sell all kinds of stuff." Or you don't go in and say, "I have a show tomorrow." Also, don't go and say, "Can I promote my show? Is it okay if I promote my show?" Don't put that in the chat. Don't put that in the public chat. What you can do is type like PayPal, say, "Is it okay if I share my show?" PayPal. Then only the moderators and the seller will see it. But I still wouldn't suggest that because it throws the seller off their game. It throws the seller off what they're doing, which is they're supposed to be selling, right? They're not supposed to be answering questions about your own promotion. They'll tell you, a seller will tell you um if it's time for you to share your shows. They'll ask you, "Oh, hey, welcome in. I haven't seen you before. Are you a seller or a buyer?" Like a lot of people will do that. Or you'll see in the show notes, go into someone's show notes and read it. You'll see whether or not they're okay with you sharing your show. It'll be in the show notes. A lot of people will say it's okay for you to promote yourself during my show. In the community channel, the community category, most shows are perfectly fine with you sharing. Those are the places where you can find new followers and make new connections. Oh, thank you. I added pink to it. I don't know if you can tell. It's very light pink. I was hoping that it was gonna like pink up all my platinum highlights, but clearly the porosity of my gray hair is not working. But let me read. I gotta catch up. Hang on. Oh, Adorned by Zartash says, "I'm from Ontario, Canada, and I have a show Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern, and I do handmade paint products like trays and platters and tissue boxes. They're gorgeous, by the way. Everyone follow Adorned by Zartash. Forget Me Not Vintage is in Victoria, British Columbia. I sell vintage and antique jewelry. Amazing stuff. She's one of the OGs and one of the best jewelry sellers on Whatnot Canada. So do check out Forget Me Not Vintage. Jude's Closet, who has an amazing closet of stuff. Currently selling various makeup and accessories. Yes, I'm so excited about that, Jude's. Some really great makeup. Everyone check her out. EastEnder Resales, ladies wear and jewelry. My name is Sandra, and I'm in beautiful southern New Brunswick, selling for approximately 5 months and enjoying it. Yay! Awesome. Junk Pile, welcome in. Deldis, welcome in. Oh, yeah, Timeless Treasures, good morning. How are you? Long time no see. Um, Titan the Great Dane says, "I just updated my show titles to include our Canada flag." Yeah, I need to do that. Although I'm not going to, I will do it going forward because I do have a lot of shows already booked and it would take me way too much time to edit them all. So going forward, I'm going to add the Canada flag to the front of my show title. And I highly suggest that everybody does that. I will try to, like, every morning, I will add it in to a couple of shows because I have like a lot of shows booked. I highly recommend that if you are a seller, no matter where you live in the world, if you're a seller, make sure that you have at least 5 to 10 shows pre-booked. Even if they're pre-booked for 6 months from now, you can move them. You can edit and move them where you need to. But if someone goes to your profile, they can't bookmark any of your shows if they're not already scheduled. So bookmarks are gold. Bookmarks are a more guaranteed way for people to come into your show. Good morning, Mama Rotzi. Titan the Great Dane says, "My first show is coming up in about a week. Yay, selling a very wide variety of different estate items. I have a preview video uploaded to view." Awesome. And oh yeah, Timeless Treasures and Absolute Flipping Deals are going to be with me tomorrow morning. We're going to be under the auction tent. Hopefully the sun is going to come out and it's going to be nice and warm. Um, because otherwise we're gonna be frozen. But we're going to be selling from under the auction tent at the antique market um, tomorrow morning. So it's going to be all three of us live selling. So that's going to be fun. So if you've never, it's been a while since I've done live selling, so you're going to get to see it in all its glory, such as it is. So that's tomorrow. So I will start with a quick half hour, hour to half hour, depends on when I get there, but probably half hour. I'll start at like 10:30. For half an hour I will do the regular chat show where I'll update you on anything that needs to be known about, and then we're going to go straight into selling. So yeah, I haven't sold in a while, and it's time. There's so much stuff under the auction tent that because it was just way too cold on Saturday, so not a lot of people came out. So thank you, Shop with Tasha. It's going to be fun. Oh yeah, Timeless Treasures and Absolute Flipping Deals wanted to see how to do a live like pick up and go show. So yeah, it's going to be so much fun. So everyone follow Oh yeah, Timeless Treasures and Absolute Flipping Deals. She'll probably pop in here in a few minutes. Is that Yes, it's just the recycling truck. It's okay. No, it's okay. It's stay. Loki. Oh, react. There's a recycling truck on the street. How dare it? Okay. You know why? Do you know why I pull my hair back? Because it drives me nuts. This is why I pull my hair back. Titan says my dogs bark at the garbage trucks too. Yeah. The garbage truck usually comes 2 hours later. Careful, you're gonna kill yourself one of these days. Romeo doesn't care anymore. Romeo used to freak out and care. It is very thick. Like, look at that. It is so thick. It's so thick, but it gets in my face and it drives me nuts. I'm gonna cut it. I am gonna chop it. I don't know when, but soon. I'm gonna chop it. It's gonna go. I don't know. Maybe it'll go here. I don't know. I don't know where I want it to land. At which chin do I want it to land at? This one or maybe one of these down here. But it's time for it to get chopped. And then I added pink to it out of just, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Thank you, Doris Artash. Okay, so resources. I don't know. I already talked about resources. I already pinned that. So one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is you cannot on Whatnot, you can't select which countries you are and are not going to ship to. If you're shipping, if a US buyer buys from a Canadian or any show outside of the US, then it's going to go by, it's not going to go by postal service. It's going to go by UPS if it's coming from Canada. That's automatic. You don't have to do any extra work other than just package up the stuff like you normally do and put in the country of origin. That's the only extra step that you have to do to ship to the United States, and then drop it off at a UPS drop-off location. Good morning, Peacock. Good morning, Magnets by Marika. How are you? Good morning, I Spy Vintage. So that's the only extra step that you need to do. I do have this image. You can get it on our Discord. We have an unofficial Whatnot Canada Discord. The link is in the show notes. So come join us because we are a lot of fun, and we try to keep each other. Yeah, it's not a very busy Discord. We don't want it to be a super busy Discord. If there's something important, I will tag everyone, but otherwise the everyone tag is now I've restricted the everyone tag so that somebody doesn't accidentally tag everyone when it's just when it's just like, hey, come check out this show. But you can share your shows on there. Sharing your show is a way to signal to the algorithm that this is a show that needs higher discoverability. So you want to be sharing your show a lot. And so if you join a bunch of Discords, you can share your show to all those Discords, and that counts towards your discoverability of your show. It is an excellent way. Even if you just join to share your show, that's okay. You don't have to join in on the conversations. If someone's having an issue and they need help right away, there's an SOS channel. So I can post the link, I guess, kind of. Where is it? It is, God, I have a lot in here, don't I? There's a lot of information. Tariffs, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I can't find it. It's like bit.ly. Okay, it's bit.ly/. I mean, you're not gonna be able to, you're gonna have to type this out yourself. So there you go. Yeah, just let Dave from Alberta know, and he can why are you not modded? There we go. Dave from Alberta can send it to you, but there it is. Lexi Lux, how are you, honey? Welcome in. Marcy, welcome. Who else is in here? Zencat, Vintage, good morning. I said Groovy, good morning. TJ Klein, good morning. And Goofy, good morning. Goofy 64, good morning. How are you? Welcome in, everybody. Yes. Oh no, how are you doing? Lexi has such fun Instagrams. She's like, I love your Instagrams. Coach Matthew, good morning. How are you? Okay. Yes. Yeah. Whatnot Canada is like getting so busy, so busy. We just have the challenge with, America. It's not America. It's not America. It's one particular American. They like, has a hissy fit at like 10:30 at night and decides to add more tariffs to Canada and stop trade negotiations with Canada. So, Lexi says, what's crazy is I had a sale from my Whatnot store for an American. I was blown away. I hope that they were warned about the costs. I hope they were. So Lexi, I might suggest, because I don't know. Oh, you warned her after the fact. Okay, yeah, because it will automatically ship by UPS. That's the new thing, is that any US sale from Canada goes by UPS. So you have to drop off at a UPS location. And they're going to charge, UPS is going to charge the government fees plus anywhere from $10 is the lowest we've heard to $29 US, depending on how much work is involved in doing the paperwork to get it across the street. So Lexi, it's automatic through Whatnot that it goes through UPS. So the buyer pays UPS rates. So you just have to fill it in like normal. Just add the country of origin is the only thing that it makes you do. And then you have to drop it off at a UPS drop off location, which you can find at ups.com, or you can go to ups.com and book a pickup. If you have a whole bunch that need to go out, you might as well just book a pickup and they'll come to your door. It's pretty awesome. It does, it's usually another day. Yeah, so it goes by UPS instead of USPS. So it's not United States Postal Service. And yeah, and so the buyer pays, as Peacock says, the buyer is going to pay the UPS brokerage fee plus the government fees. The UPS brokerage fee usually gets people upset. I mean, if you're paying, you do not pay the brokerage fee. No. Yeah, but it's just it is what it is. That's the only way that Whatnot can do it right now without having to like get us to put in the individual HTS codes for each item, like before, in order for a Whatnot buyer to prepay customs taxes and duties. How do you copy the blurb? You could screenshot it. Just screenshot it and send it to her. It's probably the best thing. Yeah. So there's customs duties plus then the tariffs, and then there's a customs charge sometimes depending on the item, and then on top of that there's UPS's charge. So in order for us to like send through Canada Post, we wouldn't be able to send through Canada Post, because the way that Canada Post is operating right now to ship to the United States is you have to first fill in and pay for the taxes, duties, and tariffs on a separate website, and then go and buy a Canada Post label. So imagine, even if they could integrate it into the Whatnot system, every single item that you list before you run it has to have the correct country of origin and HTS code in the information for each item before you run it, so that um, Whatnot can charge the right amount of taxes, duties, and tariffs to your buyer, as well as shipping costs at the same time. So Whatnot's not equipped for that right now. So yeah, so that is why it's going by UPS, because it's the simplest. It is more expensive for your US buyers, but it is the simplest way. And let's face it, even if you add on the taxes, duties, and tariffs, a significant portion of Whatnot sales in Canada going to the US, the person is still saving a ton of money because our prices are less. They're saving because we're in Canadian dollars. So they're already getting like 30 to 34% bonus. And it's a huge difference. So Titan says, that's why I was asking about United Kingdom buyers from our live shows. Yeah, so you can do a live show and anyone around the world can buy from you. It's just, and you would be able to ship. Oh, good morning, big daddies. Thank you. I added pink. There's a slight pink today. I don't know how pink it is on the screen for you guys, but it's very, very light pink. I don't know. I just had the bottle and I thought I will put it on. It's Arctic Fox, so it will disappear. It won't take long for it to go out of my hair. And then I'm going to chop my hair. And I haven't decided how short I'm going to go. I might go super short. Maybe I'll go super short again. It's been a long time since I've been super short. Like pre-pandemic. Ugh. Sam Pop, good morning. How are you? Crazy Bead Lady, good morning. How are you doing, Linda? So share your shows, ask your questions. We're updating on the tariff stuff. And Lexi Lux says, I'm just still in awe that this has been a year of Canada Post strikes. Still wild to me. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it just feels this year has gone by so slow and so fast at the same time. It is so crazy. Big Daddy's Bargain Bin says that's close to what I call my goatee, Arctic blonde. No, I call my my highlights, my natural highlights, I call them platinum. Yeah, I know, I warned you guys. I warned you that it was gonna happen. You cut off your ponytail. I mean, I would miss pushing my hair back, but if I cut it really short, then it's not gonna fall into my face, is it? I will not do bangs. I will not go back to bangs, I don't think. But I might. I might be in a mood. Like, just do no bangs. No bangs. I got the glasses now. So hopefully this Canada Post strike action, we're going to call it, because it's not 100% strike. Hopefully the strike action will end soon, but I don't know how. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any end in sight. You were just trying to trim. Oh dear, Peacock, no. The Titan says that style is getting back in vogue, bangs. Yeah, but then I see so many things where people are like, bangs is one of those, things that you do. Lexi says, aren't we all just exhausted? I'm exhausted. I'm so tired of all this. I can't wait. I mean, Lexi, I've been doing almost daily shows. So starting on Thursday, it will be a full year of almost daily shows. Like crazy. Shop with Tasha says we need to make some good Christmas sales to catch up. Yes, absolutely. And that's why on I think it's the 5th, I have a show going on. I have a show that's going to be a topic show where I'm going to discuss how to up your holiday sales. What I can say to you right now is what you need to do is look at your inventory. And if you are inventory buying, if you have to buy your inventory, make sure that you're looking for inventory, focusing your costs on inventory that is good for the holiday season. So gifts, anything that's practical that you need for the holidays. So like if you are a vintage seller, then look for things that are for entertaining, right? So if it's not it for a gift, then look for like stuff that's easy to ship but is entertaining. Okay, let me just roll back here. We're having some questions, so I'm going to catch up. I said Groovy says, I just scheduled my first show from Canada. Very excited, but stressed about shipping internationally. So It's pretty simple for outside of the US. You're just filling in the country of origin. That's the only information that's going to be asked of you, because that needs to be on the label. But everything else is the same as a Canadian show. For American buyers, it is going to be that you are going to put in the country of origin, and then you're going to drop off at a UPS drop off location. Your buyers are going to have to pay UPS customs brokerage fee to get their items. So expect that you're not going to have a lot of US buyers in your shows, and just concentrate on other countries, especially Canada. The Hammer Cards, good morning. John, let's see who else is here. New Dov, good morning. I think I said that right. Coin Rollers back. Cap City, good morning. How are you? Angie's this and that, good morning. Zencat Vintage says, I have a question. I'm having nothing but issues getting my labels generated. I get error codes saying failed to generate label. Oh, that is really weird. Are you using Chit Chats or Canada Post? And that's my first question. Are you using Chit Chats or Canada Post? You might need to just and have you messaged Whatnot support? And when you message Whatnot support, make sure that you give them all the order numbers or shipment numbers. It'll be an order number because it wouldn't have created a shipment if it was failed to generate label. If the box is too big, that may be the issue. If it's too big of a box, it won't ship. Especially Chit Chats has limits. So if the box is super big, that may be your issue. So you would need to separate them into two boxes. It is going to cost you a shipping adjustment, but you can separate them into two boxes by doing unbundle. Crazy Bead Lady says, when someone comes into your show from a raid and they're from the USA, did they get that banner that warns them? Yes, they do, because I have a US address that I use sometimes for buying in the States to send to one of my friends. And I get that notification when I get raided, when I've forgotten to change my wallet back to my home address. I get a notification, that pop-up comes and says, do you want to go into that show? So a lot of people aren't going to, US buyers may, if they're not used to it, if they've never seen it before, they're going to be like, oh God, like, oh, I'm leaving this. Cause they think like somehow they're going to get, I don't know. I don't know what they think they're going to, but I've noticed that a lot of Americans just won't follow in with a raid, which is why I suggest if you do a raid train, be cautious about doing raid trains that are mostly American sellers, because it's going to be really hard for you to keep people in the room when they realize that buying from you is way too expensive for them because of the UPS rates. So they're just going to move on. So I suggest, I'm not going to go into any raid trains that are American raid trains right now until there's a better solution than UPS for shipping into the United States because of that. Because you just lose so many people. And if you like do a giveaway, they're and an American wins, then it's going to go to it's going to go through UPS, and they're, even though it's a free thing, a giveaway, so therefore a gift, they're still getting charged the UPS brokerage fee. Second Troy, good morning. Big Daddy's Bargain Bin says, I entered your live tad late. Any new news other than the ongoing saga of rotating strikes? Yeah, so no new news. Also, Trump has announced another 10% additional tariff on Canadian made goods. Blah, blah, whatever. That's my answer to that. Whatever, yawn. Jude's Closet says, for like upping your holiday sales, she says, I have lots of small makeup items which are great for stocking stuffers and gift exchanges. Yes, great idea. Super great idea. Zencat Fincher says, I also get an error saying no rates found for shipping label changes with Canada Post. That is really weird. I wonder why. I would definitely contact support to see if they can help sort that out, because it sounds like if either the box is too big or it's a strange location. The address might be incorrect. The buyer may have put in an incorrect address that's not coming up on the Canada Post system would be the only other thing I could think. Zencat says it's been a tedious process of canned responses from support. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, so you have to like say, yes, thank you, but this I will repeat again what I said. I usually start with something passive aggressive, which is, I'm sorry if my previous message was confusing to you. Let me try to reword it so that you can understand. And then I repeat myself and I just cut and paste what I said before and like maybe look at my language to see if they're not getting it. But I will say, and I will also add, can you please put this to the attention of the Canadian team? Ask them to give it to the Canadian team, because the Canadian team understands things more because they work on Canada issues all day, every day. So they understand it more than um, your average support person who doesn't. So you can always add that in. I'm sorry, Canada team, I'm throwing more stuff at you, but until the information that is provided to the rest of the support team is correct and support teams are not rushing to get through messages because there's so many and not actually reading and just hitting, oh, I see a keyword and I'm going to answer. So just keep pushing. Why my phone just is decided to go. Okay. And Zencat says it's with Canada Post, and even with just the base measurements given by what? That's really weird. It sounds like, so either there's a glitch, if it's happening for all of them, or if it's just for some of them, it may be that there's an address issue. I would go to support first, and see if they can help you out. Ooh, Crazy Beat Lady says the other night I had 3 US buyers in my show. I gave them a deal to offset the UPS brokerage charge, and 3 bought over $400. Awesome. Yes, that's the way to do it, Crazy Beat Lady. Just say, yeah, I understand you're going to have a charge, but let me give you a deal. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Angie's This and That has a raid train that's usually all Canadians. It is the family fashion raid train. It is really awesome. It's the third Sunday of every month. So if you sell women's fashion, men's fashion, shoes, accessories, children's fashion, even pet fashion, you can join Angie's This and That. Jewelry counts. Magnus by Marika says, I raid Canadians to end my show as well. Yeah. So raid into another Canadian if you can, because when you raid, if you have Canadians in your show and you raid into an American show, they're not going to be able to buy right now anyways. So yeah. Silviciousness, good morning. Prairie Knights, how are you? Colin breaks things. Oh, Kim breaks things too. How are you? Sherry Ram. It's none of those, unfortunately. It's so weird. Transit calls as a translate to American. um Magnus Marika says, have you asked Whatnot Canadian team how many Canadian buyers and sellers are registered on the app? It's nice to know. I'm hoping that I'm going to be asking for an end of the year. Like, is there a comparison? Do you have any stats that I can share is what I'm going to be asking for. So that at the end of the year, we can see, okay, so at the end of 2024, we had, 6,000 sellers and 40,000 buyers or whatever it is. And now we are, or I mean, I hopefully they can give us some stats. I'm going to be asking for them just because I'm very curious if they're willing to break it down. I do know that percentage wise for Whatnot last year did almost $3 billion in sales, $3.4 billion in sales, and Canada represented like 6% of that. So we had a ways to go. They have concentrated on the TCG market, so trading card games as well as sports cards. So anything that's trading cards, they have been focusing their advertising on that. They've been very strategic using YouTube and doing sports card show. And we've seen a significant increase in that community, as well as they've been working with Bricks on Demand to increase the Lego community. So they're focusing on each particular category one at a time. So I think, and they've done a really great job of increasing in those categories, and advertising on YouTube has created a lot more buyers on Whatnot. So we're getting there. You yourself can increase your buyers by sharing your Whatnot profile, your referral code. Share your referral code, because if they join Whatnot through your referral code, you'll get paid $5 when they make their first purchase, and they get a $15 credit. So they get free money and you get free money if they use the referral code. So encourage people to use the referral code. You can say, you can join Whatnot without my referral code. That's fine. But you'll get $15 if you use my referral code. If you just join Whatnot without a referral code, you're not going to get that credit. So join through my referral code. Titan the Great Dane says having that Canada flag in your show title will help find those live Canadian shows to raid into. Yeah. Colin says, yeah, it's useless to send them into an American show. Yeah, right now, because they can't buy, so it's not worth it. Delaney, 7 deals. Good morning. How are you? Shop with Tasha says, I signed up 4 vendors this weekend. More to come. Go girl. Look at you. Awesome. Colin says generally represent 5% of any market based on our population, but growing. Yes, we're making babies. We're not making enough babies. So Jude's Cause says, I have a payout sat in my Whatnot account. It's the first time for me. What do I do next? So if you haven't already, it's probably already forced you to sign up for the Stripe. It goes through Stripe. So what you want to do is just hit the, if you haven't, then it'll ask you for all your banking information. It's totally secure. Don't worry. Not even Whatnot sees that. It's all through Stripe, which is very secure. And then you just now you can actually say, I only want to take out like $100. So you can have money still sitting in there if you want to. I don't. I just take out the whole amount each time. And it depends on your bank. RBC seems to be the slowest that I've heard. It can take up to 7 days to get into an RBC bank account, but typically I'm with TD Canada Trust, and it usually takes about 3 to 4 days. So you just need to hit that payout, and it will go into your account. So it doesn't get added to my Coho account. I don't know if you have Coho, because Coho has like banking, right? Like it's banking. So it could go to there. If you've got that set up with Stripe, then I think you'll be fine. You can use Coho. I don't know. I don't use Coho, so I'm not sure. Does anybody using Coho? Peacock Jewelry says, I'm having an all $3 starts show on Wednesday. Please bookmark. You got to check out Peacock Jewelry shows. They're amazing. So I haven't tried Coho. But is anybody else? Let me know if you have. I know that Coho's a good banking alternative for a lot of people. So it's definitely worth looking into. I think that it should work. Sherry Wynn, hi Sherry, I'm doing all $5 starts tomorrow. Ooh, what you selling? Tell us what you're selling. Swimmers to the side. Good morning. How are you? PD Snoopy, good morning. How are you doing? Welcome in. Third party bank, interesting. I've never tried them, but some people have used them because you can get a refillable Visa card or something that works. I don't know. I can't remember why people were using Coho. It's been a while since we talked about that. I think that was like earlier this year thing when they switched from Whatnot, and people couldn't use PayPal anymore. Okay, I've done Canada Post. We've talked about that. Bloody blah. We talked about the strike. No, I don't need to talk about promote tools today, unless someone asks. Where is it? Here it is. I'm just going to start the auction. Ignore this. It's just so that, because I can't pin on this phone. So next week, I think next week, I'm going to be doing a show where I talk about how to up your holiday sales. We're going to be focusing on that. If you haven't gone to my YouTube channel, I do have a YouTube channel. It's in my profile. And you can, from that YouTube channel, there is a 3-part, 3 hours. I'm sorry, it's 3 hours, but I go in depth into how to attract new buyers. I Said Groovies is having my first show on October 30th, selling Y2K Italian charms. Ooh, those are perfect for the holiday season. People love selling, giving those kind of things. Those are perfect. Awesome. Because as I be wise to the ways. It's 3 hours, so it's long. So take it in chunks. Take it in chunks and then come back because it is long. And I do squirrel. I do get distracted. So there are little squirrel moments, or when my brain freezes and you actually get to watch me thinking. Kind of fun. And then I went off on side tangents. I know she's human. I'm totally am. You're still watching that one, Magnus by Marika? Yeah, it takes a while. There's some people who actually like were there for the whole live show. So, but I added to the YouTube thing, I added it like there's a slideshow on the side. So, and I added some humor to it. So hopefully it keeps you interested through the whole thing. And I mean, there is so much more that I could have talked about attracting new buyers. So we just, Sherry Wynn says, Vintiqui told me you might have a rooster I could purchase. Are you looking for a Blue Mountain Pottery one? Or any particular one? You're looking for Blue Mountain. What color? Colin Breaks Things. You didn't have to do that tip. Thank you so much. Everyone follow Colin Breaks Things. You're so sweet. Thank you for the tip. You're awesome. Yeah, let me know in a message, Sherry, what color you're looking for. I don't have a lot of extras and colors because I'm collecting all them. I'm assume you want a mini or do you want a biggie? I have extra mini green ones. So I do have extra mini green ones. So they're like $15. So if you're interested, let me know. And a big one. I will have to look. I don't think so. I don't think I have any more. Oh, thank you, Colin. I just do this because, well, I don't know. Why did I start doing this in the first place? I was inspired by people like What Liz Likes, who I think is on right now doing a show, and the Hodgepodge Place. But Sherry, I'll check and see in my inventory if I do have an extra big rooster. But I'm trying to remember from the ginormous sale because I bought like 3,000 pieces. Over 3,000 pieces of Blue Mountain pottery. So I do need to do some Blue Mountain pottery shows and get rid of that stuff too. Holy cow. Yeah, it's a little on the, it was a really stupid idea of mine, but the storage rental is cheap. So I'm just going to leave it there for now. And every once in a while, grab a couple of boxes to sell. I have like 2 boxes in my sunroom right now that I need to sell stuff. I even put Blue Mountain pottery stuff, like good Blue Mountain pottery stuff, in the auction sale for Saturday. And with like $1 and $2 stars, people were still like passing it by. And I don't understand because it sells online. It sells. There's lots of Blue Mountain pottery collectors, and especially in Australia and New Zealand, they're buying like crazy. So Blue Mountain Pottery has collectors that absolutely love this stuff. Shanita, welcome in. How are you? Peacock says, I have a haunted Blue Mountain Pottery. It makes noise. I'm charging extra. You should. I do have one of those ghost hunter. I can't remember what the term is. EM, not EMG. I don't know. Starts with an E. I do have one of those things. And I actually went around, I did a show where I went around the house, EMF. Thank you. I went around the house and started like testing around the house. And I discovered that, there's a section, there's bad connections, electrical connections behind my mantelpiece, or there's a dead person in there, one or the other. But yeah, there was bad connections happening. Prairie Nights says, I'm doing my first community chat this morning while I do shipping. Would love to chat with everyone. 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's awesome. Yay. Workalong chats are a lot of fun. Doing your shipping or doing your cataloging and just chatting with people. And at the same time, you can talk about the stuff you're about to sell in your next show. And it's kind of like it's a win-win. Brass tea, did I say that right? Good morning, welcome in. Heartfelt Treasures, good morning. Is today the next today's the next Jays game, right? They're in LA today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, I think. Did I remember that correctly? I can't look on my phone. Sherry, you just unlocked egg. Congratulations. Sherry says I only collect the ones that boo. Yes, peacocks only crackle and pop. They don't boo. Yes, congratulations on egg. Your life is complete. If right now you can't buy anything because I don't have, but tomorrow I'm going to be doing a show where I'm going to be selling. So up at the top here, you'll have a crown. And if you click on the crown, then you will see all the coupons that you get. So you get coupons whenever you break egg. On your way to an omelet. Yes. Yes. Eventually you become a clucker. And then I think the top one is an ultimate clucker. I can't remember, but it's all I do like omelets. You know what I really like? Maybe I'm gonna go get that today. Is a Western sandwich. Top Loader, shut the front door. Thank you so much for the tip. You are awesome. I love you. Everybody follow Top Loader Auctions. You are the best. How are you doing? Got any shows today? Rebecca Sim, welcome in. How are you? And welcome in anybody that I missed or is lurking. And I can't see that you're here. So hello. How you doing? How's it going? So yeah, next week I'm going to be doing the Up Your Holiday Sales show. I think I call it Increase Your Holiday Sales. I'm going to be doing that next week. It's probably going to be another long show, and then I will break that down into a bunch of shows. We have to help you get another pair of glasses frames. Yeah, these ones are new. These ones are new to me, so my collection is growing. Thank you, Top Voter. Yes. I did see these and get tempted, so I got these ones. But soon I'm gonna have to get my eyes are I'm getting older, so eventually these I'm gonna have to switch to reading glasses, and I'll be doing the reading glasses thing with them down here so that I can read what you're saying, because I can't see. Vintage Girl, good morning. Okay, so share your shows and ask your questions. It's 10:44. So and you did a show last night. How did it go? And did you have did you have any American buyers? I'm really curious about that. Good morning, Vintage Girl. So everyone share your shows, share what you sell. If you want people to bookmark your shows, this is your chance to tell people about it. Maple D, good morning. How are you? Drip Blocker, good morning. So tell us what shows you have going on. 20 still won't let them buy. Interesting. It should be letting them buy unless why wouldn't the only reason that it wouldn't let them buy is if they have a post office, like if they have a PO box instead of an actual address, because it's going by UPS. So that would be one thing to ask them, is if their address is a home or business, or if it's a PO box. That might be what's doing it. Or was it like for all your American buyers were being blocked, which would be really, really strange and concerning, because we don't want that. I know that the Crazy Bead Lady had a show, and she had 3 US buyers who all spent like $400 each. So pretty awesome. Buyers are coming back. US buyers are coming back. Some buyers won't buy because they're trying to just get a really good deal and they don't want to spend extra money on tariffs and customs charges. But other buyers, they're willing to pay it. And you'll see that more and more. It will get better. It hasn't even been 2 months, right? 2 days from now, it's going to be 2 months since this de minimis exemption was removed since 1938. So it's going to take some time. So give people time, but they are starting to come back. Mamarazzi Fine says, I'm hoping to do a mini show this week. I'm back to the day job next week. Ooh, a mini show. I love it. Yay, everyone follow Mamarazzi. Drip Locker has a show tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Awesome. Everyone follow Drip Locker. Peacock Jewelry says, I had a good show last night. Tonight is fall colors, leaves, etc. in jewelry. That's brilliant. I love that. Theming. Maple D says, I can't buy from US. It seems logical. US can't buy from Canada. Yeah, we can ship to the United States because we use UPS, but because we're currently in a rotating strike, where they haven't opened up buying for Canadians outside of Canada. So we need to put a Canada flag in front of your show title. Go to your emojis and add a Canada flag to the front of your show titles before you go live, so that people will be able to instantly see that you're Canadian. Vintage Girl says, I sell jewelry. Next show is on October 30th. Awesome. Jespian says, I just saw a fake whatnot support person in Lemaire's stream. Oh, a troll. Yeah, not good. Not good. The trolls will come out every once in a while. You're gonna just see the trolley trolls. They come into the surface and then they leave again. Best thing to do is to not feed the trolls. If you see it, hit. If you see something that seems shady, you as a viewer can hit report and report them, and then a moderator or the host of the show, the seller, can block them and boot them from the show. Sherry says, is everyone using Chit Chat still or back to Canada Post? A lot of people have switched right back to Canada Post. It is a risk. For me, Chit Chats is just too far away to drive constantly. So Canada Post is just so much easier for me. Colin Breaks Things says, I'm about to introduce myself to the community shows. Almost good to launch. Awesome. Good for you. Peacock says, I'm happily using Canada Post. Vintage Girl says, I had about 3 US buyers in the last month. Awesome. Yeah, it's going to get better. Angie says, I can only use Canada Post as when I actually sell. Makes no sense to use Chit Chats with the distance away. Yeah. So Sherry says, yeah, I think I'll switch back to Canada Post. I recommend that. Shop with Tasha's got a show coming up. Oshawa, Ontario, having a garage sales show tomorrow at 7:44 p.m. It will be a little bit of everything: home decor, books, toys, and whatever else I can pull. Exciting. Shanna Banana, good morning. I love that name. How are you? Yeah, definitely. Colin Breaks Things says, I love trolls. I offer hugs and love. Usually the mod tosses them. Yeah. Yeah. So Vintage Girl says, back to Canada Post. Magnets by Marika went back to Canada Post. So I switched back to Canada Post. Makes my life easier to just use Canada Post. Now, for a lot of my buyers, what I found was with Chit Chats, it actually became more expensive for them because they were in an area, they live off the beaten track. And one of the things about buying on, like, people who buy online, is that a lot of people who live off the beaten track, like myself, I don't have a mall close by that I can go to and purchase a bunch of stuff. Not that I don't like buying new, but if I was one of those type of people, I don't have a mall close to me. So I like shopping on Whatnot for the things I need, because I can get just about anything I need is on Whatnot, and usually at cheaper prices, and it'll come straight to my door. I don't need to leave the house. And I think with the pandemic, I don't leave the house. I don't need to leave the house is a thing that we're there for. And it's especially all of us introverts. It's like, yes, we found a different way. Um, so what happens is, if you live in an area that's off the beaten track and your seller is using Canada Post, I'm sorry, if is using Chit Chats, what happens is that Chit Chats is going to use Canada Post for the final delivery. So Chit Chats is going to buy a Canada Post label and then resell that Canada Post label to Whatnot. But they're also using their network to take that package from where your seller dropped it off to their provincial hub, and then dropping it off at their provincial hub, like Burlington, Ontario, is where it would go. If for me, if I drop off at Chit Chats in Peterborough, it goes to Burlington, and then from Burlington, it gets dropped off at Canada Post, and then Canada Post takes it the final mile. So you're buying two companies services as opposed to just one. So it actually is more expensive for some people who live off the beaten track. For urban buyers, Chit Chats is cheaper. Outside of that, it is expensive. Peacock says offer the trolls to co-host. They never accept. I mean, if someone did accept, that would not be good because they can. One of the things to just, it's funny, but one, I know you're being funny, but one of the things to is to remember that you as a seller are responsible for what happens in your show, even in the chat. So if you co-host somebody who's being inappropriate as just a joke, and if they were to come on and they start doing things, you're responsible for that. Like, you're responsible. If you don't know them, don't invite them to co-host, because they could show just about anything on the screen, and even if you're really fast in hitting that button to kick them out as co-host, it's still been seen. It can't be unseen. So if something is happening in your chat, if trolls are doing things and you're not getting it under control, you yourself can get either punished or suspended by Whatnot for having a show that got out of control. KG Novelties, welcome in. Angie's This and That says Ethan wants me to do a pop-up show so he can say hi to everyone. He cannot wait to be 13 to help me more. He's starting to want to flip items. Go, Ethan. Look at you. You'll be great. Well, I think what we need to do, Colin, is defund all the high paid managers in Canada Post, and that would help a lot. Because I showed my knees once, that can't be unseen. I'm sorry. Good morning, Malachi. Magnus by Marika says, when you speak with Canadian Whatnot peeps, can you ask them to allow us to bring your own label other courier services besides the Canada Post option? I would love it if we had bring your own label for like Sendle, which uses ICS, or a lot of the other companies within Canada that are super cheap. That would be awesome. I've asked for it. I highly recommend that everybody send that message of support, because I can say it till I'm blue in the face. If other people don't also send messages of support, yeah, well, Magus Bumerica, my suggestion is that you schedule once a month that you send them the same message. Just adjust it a little bit. But dear Whatnot support, just reminding you that I know I said it a month ago, but I still believe it, that we really need it. Yes, I'm sorry, Whatnot support, but the only way that you're going to listen is if there's a lot of people saying it. So if you agree that other couriers should be part of the bring your own label, and here's the thing too, is if you want bring your own label to stay after this whole strike BS is over, you need to start messaging people about that now. There is no direct email. No, there is no direct email to use. So just go to on your phone, you go to your profile, and then you scroll down to contact, and then contact Whatnot. If you go into my show notes, which are somewhere over here, and you scroll all the way down to the line of fire, just below the line of fire is the information about how to use the contact us. The what bot will give you an answer. You then say create a ticket. So make sure you create a ticket. If it does give you some pat answer or say here's where you can find more information, no, thank you, what bot, create a ticket. So that All that information is tracked. Good morning, Shauna's Treasures and Art and Megahertz. Good morning. How are you? And Monica, welcome in. Okay, so last call to share your shows and ask your questions. And then if someone has a suggestion of who we should raid, Canadian, please, that would be awesome. Dave from Alberta says, for anyone who followed the Silver Refining trilogy, scheduled a melting show. When I had access to a big torch again, I will melt. Bookmark away. So go to Dave from Alberta. Lemaire. Okay, we'll go into Lemaire. She had a troll today, so let's go and give her some love and show her some love. So Dave from Alberta, check it out. Go bookmark his shows because he shows you some pretty cool stuff, including how to refine silver out of pieces, as well as now he's going to be doing using a big torch to melt. Don't trust the date, never trust the date. Yeah, just bookmark and that way you'll get alerted. Good morning, Shauna. How are you? Okay, last call. I'm going to start typing. You know, it takes me a while, especially since my other phone decided it's only at 12%. So I'm going to leave it. It died partway through this show. So raid. And there she is. Lemaire came up as the first suggestion. She's got only two viewers. So swimwear. Oh, I don't want to think about swimwear. I need I want like the Muslim swimwear that's like head to toe covers you, and then lots of fluff. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go and give her some love. Angie says my kid's doing gold melting. Oh my gosh, Speedo time. No Speedos. It is women's fashion. It says other women's fashion. So we're gonna go in and give her some love. She had a troll earlier. So let's show her some love and remind her that Whatnot Canada is awesome and not full of trolls. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm doing an actual show where I'm selling. So we'll be talking first half hour. We'll be chatting. I will update you on the news, and then I will actually be selling from under the auction tent. So it's going to be freaking cold. Hopefully not, but we're actually going to be selling. And oh yeah, Timeless Treasures is going to be with me, and Donna from Absolute Flipping Deals. So it's going to be like 3 Whatnot sellers all in the same room, and we're going to be selling. And I'm going to be showing them how to do a live show where we just go boom, boom, boom. So we're going to be running through stuff really fast because there's a lot. There's poop tons. So we're going to be running through stuff really fast. There's all kinds of stuff. There's tools, there's home decor, there's antiques, there's collectibles, there's just everything you can imagine. It's a little insane in there. So we're going to do that. Love you guys so much. Have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow morning.